Good evening and welcome to Erica's How to Make Chicken Alfredo and Spinach Lasagna. This is a recipe I created by myself when a friend asked me to make her a lasagna that did not have sausage, red sauce, burger, or anything like that in it. She was about 3 months pregnant at the time and she was craving what she was craving. So it's also a recipe that I have continued to work on and have adjusted to make little changes in it throughout the last 3 years I've been making it. What you need typically is at least 2 pounds of chicken breast, this one happens to be a 5-ounce container of baby spinach, at least 8 cups of cheese, a box of, I use the red oven ready lasagna noodles, 4 jars of any sort of Alfredo or pesto sauce. I'm using a pesto Alfredo this time. To start, you saute the chicken in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, usually about a teaspoon, and some salt and pepper to taste. I fry that up until it's about medium done. So let's get started on that. Sorry about the mess. It's been a little crazy this week. And you definitely want to preheat the oven to about 350. This is just, like I said, something I created for a friend of mine. And family has come to love it, so I keep making it. And honestly, I enjoy it myself. So like I said, you just salt and pepper the chicken breast. Let's just add a little bit of extra flavor to it as it's cooking. But you don't want too big of a flavor because it's going in with everything else and you don't want any of those flavors to be compromised. Honestly, cooking for me is a source of relaxation, always has been. Something I learned from a young age and have kept doing because everyone needs to eat. This time I'm actually using a thin chicken breast, which is something I've never done before, but it's just for ease of cooking. And anytime you're using any sort of raw meat, make sure you wash your hands. So while the chicken's sauteing, I'm going to start layering the first layer. In this lasagna, I do not use any ricotta because it's already a very rich dish and you don't want to add any richness to it. So what I usually do is take just the jar of sauce. Like I said, this is an Alfredo basil pesto. Something new from Prego. Here, I'd give it a shot. Because as I said, this is a dish I'm continuing to adjust. I take just a scoopful and I layer it along the bottom of a pan. Just a simple 13 by 5 lasagna pan. And this will serve as the base of the dish. Just give it a minute here. This is a recipe that you can really mess with and change to your personal family's flavoring. I've done it with bacon, I've done it with all kinds. And it's about, to me, cooking is always about having fun and trying new things. It's the best way. It's a creative effort. You just take your noodles and you layer them along the bottom like you would with a normal lasagna. The only real difference is, like I said, this one doesn't take ricotta and it doesn't have hamburger or sausage or red sauce. And you just layer it. And it's always a big hit. I get asked about it all the time. Okay. And then after you've gotten that first layer down, as such, I put some cheese and some spinach. And of course some sauce on top because, like I said, I am using the oven ready noodles. So you definitely need that extra liquid from it to prevent it from not cooking properly. Usually I prefer the oven ones, or not the other ones, which you just boil off and then put in. But for purposes like this, I just figured use these. Takes a little bit less time. So once you have the bottom layered, and you're just waiting for the chicken to cook, and once the chicken's cooked, you just layer it in as well. I usually add a nice layer of spinach. Just kind of something interesting. Gives it a nice texture, gives it a nice flavor. I've actually got friends who will not eat spinach unless it's in my lasagna. It's kind of a different situation, I guess. I'm gonna pause. Next step is the cheese. If you're like me and you love cheese, add as much as you want. I usually go through about an 8-cup bag for this entire lasagna. So you just layer that on top of the spinach and wait for the chicken. So once the chicken's done, you just layer it on top of the bed of pasta and everything. And you keep going. I usually do about 3 layers. So once you're done assembling it, it should look something similar to this. One of my favorite dishes to make. And what I usually do is add a little sprinkle of granulated garlic to the top, just for a little added flavor. Then you pop it in the oven for about half an hour. And when you pull it out, this is what it should look like. Have a good night.